Right, hopefully this is out of the wind. We're waiting for Alan. He's had a little bit of a tip over in the woods and he said he's alright and he can sort himself out, but it's been 10 minutes and I may have to go back round and see how he's doing. He did say he'd call mine, so I suppose I could wait. Yeah, I think I'll wait. Right, good morning and welcome back to the channel. This is the first trip away this year. We've come back over to France. We're doing northern France, starting at Calais. I'll put a little map up so you can see the loop we're doing. I have ridden this before, but last time I rode it I didn't film it, so should be able to get some decent video to give you a good idea of what the trails around here are like. Well, I can tell you what they're like. They're mostly fairly easy going farmers tracks, so nothing too testing. I've got a mate with me today as well, Alan, who was the star of the last video, a new rider on a 701. This is his first trip, so we thought we'd go somewhere fairly easy. Only 4 or 5 days. Starting today on the Wednesday, coming back on Sunday. So just a quick little trip just to start the riding season off. So yeah, sit back and hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. That's the big museum over there.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's one of the big guns?
This is this part of the coast.
Okay.
This part of the coast was the most heavily defended, because this is where Hitler thought we were going to attack, here at Calais. So there are huge bunkers dotted all over the place. There's about 3 defensive lines that go back. You've got the big ones there that would have, like, you know, massive artillery pieces in them to fire out to sea. And then you've got the second line here, and there's a third and even a fourth line further back. They invested tons in this area because Hitler was convinced we were coming across to Calais. You enjoying it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of lovely scenery.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
What you can do, you can practice when we're going along, especially on those wider tracks, just using your feet to change direction, move from one side to the other. Just get used to getting your weight in the right place. But yeah, concentrate on your body position. Sorted? Wait for Alan to catch up. Annoyingly, my front wheel has started to wobble at low speed. I've never had to balance it before. It was fine yesterday when I rode it without luggage, but it's got a noticeable wobble at low speed. I've tried straightening the fork legs again, undoing the pinch bolts. That hasn't done anything. I think it might need balancing. I've got tubeless in the tyres, and I've never balanced them before. I've always seemed to have got away with it, but this time, no, I'm going to have to try and get that sorted at some point. Yeah, this part of France, extending from Calais down to around Paris, round back up through Belgium, is really, really nice for learners to come here. Tracks are all nice and big, wide, mostly gravel, double track. And yeah, you want to come out here and when you first start riding, definitely if you're from England, southern UK, it's a really good place to access and a great place to cut your teeth. because the tracks are fairly decent, the navigation's fairly straightforward as well. In fact, the worst thing that can happen navigation wise is you just don't concentrate and you miss turnings. I've missed 3 already today. Because the tracks are fairly straightforward, it is easy to switch off. Before you know it, you're gone half a kilometre or so in the wrong direction. It's easy done. I did this in winter when I come back down this way. Yeah. It was shit, mate. All that was full up with water and mud. There's another part that might be muddy that goes through some woods. That was tough. I think it might be dry. We ain't had any rain for weeks, have we? Right, hopefully this is out of the wind. We're waiting for Alan. He's had a little bit of a tip over in the woods, and he said he's alright and he can sort himself out, but it's been 10 minutes and I may have to go back round and see how he's doing. He did say he'd call mine, so I suppose I could wait. Yeah, I think I'll wait. He's made it. Can't believe we recorded that.